Welcome everyone to the 2023 Blountstown Home Meet. Here is a list of teams in the start race. It is expected to be a loaded field and it's going to be a fast race. There's a lot of teams and we're excited to kick this off. So the boys are off. I expect them naturally to take this out hard. You see a couple runners right here. They're probably running easily below 5-minute pace at this point. They're trying to get out. They're trying to establish their positions and they're trying to settle in for the rest of the race. Expect the Blountstown boys to push it out hard here. Hunter Schuler is the favorite coming into this race. He's a senior from Blountstown. He has easily got the fastest times coming in, but that does not matter because it's cross country and a lot of times you never know what can happen. Expect the kid on the far right, Alex Nanho, also from Blountstown, a senior. He will run well. The two kids from Bay, I see them pushing hard. I don't know a lot about them, but I understand they have ran well this season. And then also another kid to watch out for, Franklin County. I believe his name is Josiah. He has been running really well this year. He's been in the low 18s, so expect him to be up there in the front. You see the Bay County boys pushing it hard here. Like I said, I haven't watched them race very much this season, especially from the front, so I don't expect them to last long, but I do expect them to hang on long enough to crack the top 10. Like I was saying earlier, we have a lot of teams in this year's race. We have a lot of young teams. We have Alta, we have Weewa. A majority of those teams are middle schoolers. And you'll notice Blountstown, hands down, has the biggest team. They probably have 30-plus boys alone, and it's honestly like the Red Sea out there. And you'll notice them. I can't really see them right here in the frame, but nonetheless, expect Blountstown probably to take it from the team side on the boys, or on the boys side from the team perspective, just because they have the number. They're a big school and they've got a dominant program. Another up-and-coming school is Liberty County High School. They have come on the scene this year. They last year didn't have a single boy, and this year they have about 10. So expect them to be thrown into the mix. Maybe not be competitive, but again, it's their first year, and I expect big things from them moving forward. As you see, we got a pretty tight-knit group right here. A lot of these guys, we're only 3 minutes into the race, or a little bit less, so they're still going out. You got a lot of people that are in this frame right here. They will not make it another 2 minutes. So give them time. Let them run it out. They want to get their screen time. They want to say hi to mom on the TV. So let them do it. But, hey, in another 2 minutes, you're going to see a big difference in who's up front. You see these two guys right here. They're really taking it out hard. They're probably a little bit over a half mile here, so they're keeping good pace. And I expect these two guys right here to start really pushing the pace and really start dueling this thing out. I see Alex Nanho still in there. I see a kid from Mariana starting to move up. Watch him. He doesn't go out as hard, but he slowly will start moving up throughout this race. And that's key because a lot of these guys will go out way too hard and they'll die. And you'll see them literally, they'll be 2 or 3 minutes different from their first mile to their last. And that is a big deal, especially when you got guys who are sitting back there. You can barely see them in the frame right now, way back there near that corner. Hey, they may be up there in third or fourth by the end of this thing. It's all about pacing yourself. They don't give awards for the first mile. Like I said, these two guys right here are really pushing it down. The kid from Franklin County, Josiah, and again, if I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize. He really hasn't come onto the scene until this year. He's been running really good times. I believe low 18s is kind of where his ballpark is so far. That could change today. He could run much faster. Who knows? We'll find out. But he really hasn't come onto the scene until now. Now, Hunter Schuler has obviously established himself. He's the favorite. This is his home course. Here we go, leaderboard right here. You see Hunter and Josiah taking it out, and you see a couple other guys starting to move up through there like Alex and Travis and some of those guys. But nonetheless, like I was saying about Hunter, he's got the reputation, he's got the credentials, and he is certainly the fan favorite. He's certainly the home course favorite, given this is his home course. But just given his past history, last year he ran 17:38 at regionals, and that put Blountstown in the 4th spot. However, Alex Nanho also ran 17:48. So again, the guy right there in the corner on the red and the guy behind him in the red, those two guys have the credentials to run really quick today. There's also a kid, Jackson Welch, from Malone. He's not quite as in shape this year, but nonetheless, you can never count him out. He ran 17:26 last year. So you never really truly know. But here we are going through the first mile. They were at 5:25. Here we have Hunter Schuler, Josiah in 1st and 2. And then you have Thorin, Alex, and Travis. Expect those guys, again, to continue to be up front, but it all can change. You never know with high school boys cross country. And you see this kid right here from Bay County. He's already slowing down. He's already probably a minute off the front there. So he's starting to slow down. There's a kid from Liberty County right there fighting hard, Sebastian Knight. He has really come onto the scene this year as a really dominant force, and he's only in 8th grade. So expect big things from him moving forward. Here are the two Welch brothers. They kind of got like a Peyton and Eli Manning thing going on. They're both phenomenal runners, and I expect big things from them moving forward. Here comes, you're going to start seeing a lot of red. Blountstown's going to start coming through. Weewall's going to start coming through. They have very similar jerseys, but nonetheless, two diversely different teams. You see Port St. Joe. Expect them more on the girls' side. They have a phenomenal girls' team. The boys are typically a little weaker, but still, they have some really good runners in the mix. You can see there. There's James Duncan from Blountstown. He's a really good runner. He actually ran extremely fast last year, and he could be peaking towards the end of the season and be running some of those times closer to that. We see some other teams here, some other schools. Some of these are not familiar. They're not local. They're some Georgia teams. Just some teams that are not typically on the radar. Like I said, this is mainly small town cross country here, folks. This is your small towns, your 1A schools with a few bigger schools thrown in here. So expect that to play a role today. We have some more Blountstown kids coming through. And like I said, they have an extremely loaded team. But on the boys' side, Blountstown, I don't want to keep talking about them, but they are the favorite for the race. But nonetheless, Blountstown got second last year at district. They got second to only Pensacola Christian, which is a private school. And we do have to compete against those, unfortunately. And then, Alex and Hunter did both really well. They lost a senior, but they replaced them with a lot of good runners coming forward. So expect them to be up there. Malone had a good team last year. I don't know how they'll look this year. Jay also had a good team. They're not here today, but they will be at district most likely. And then you got a bunch of teams in the mix here. There's no telling kind of what's going to all play out. You see some more runners there from Liberty County. And here we are, back over here. Okay, this is what I wanted to see right here. We're about a half mile from where we just took off. They're coming up on the 2-mile marker here. There you go. See, Hunter starting to try and pull away, but the Josiah kid from Franklin County is not giving him an inch. I can't tell who that is in the background there, but it's not a red jersey. So the kid from Blountstown, Alex Nanho, has dropped back. That looks like Mariana coming forward there. It could be Lincoln. Lincoln is a school in Tallahassee, a little bit bigger school, much bigger school. And so they are also in this. Here we go. Mile 2 leaderboards. Hunter and Josiah still taking it strong. And you still got the Thorin, Alex, and Travis still in there fighting hard in your top 5. But again, we will not know the team scores until the very end. And it's a lot that can shake up. But that's the exciting part about cross country is you never know what can happen this stage in the cross country race. Both of these guys are looking really good. They both got really good high knee lifts. They got good, ground contact. They got good arm movement. They look fresh. They look good. Hunter's starting to sway a little bit laterally, but I expect him. I've seen this before with him. He's going to continue to push the pace here, and I expect him to have a really good run. Both of these guys, nonetheless, are extremely good, fit athletes, and it's going to be a really interesting who has the better kick here, because if it comes down to that last heel, that could really make a difference in this race. You can see another runner. I believe that's the kid from Lincoln back behind there. He's probably about 20 seconds off from these two guys right here. And I expect him to probably stay there, maybe even fall back just a little bit on this last closing, probably half mile or so. Oh my goodness, look, this is exactly what I was talking about in high school cross country. You never know what's going to happen. Hunter Schuler, the fan favorite, the race favorite, the pre-race fan favorite, has now fallen back. It looks like he's hurting. We hope he's okay. But nonetheless, this is exactly what we were talking about with cross country. And the kid from Franklin now has a big gap, and I expect him to take full advantage of this. You can see it in his eyes. He don't really have an idea what's going on. But as soon as he realizes he's out front by over 100 meters, that's going to start really, that adrenaline's going to really start pumping through his veins, and he's going to have a whole nother gear he's fixing to hit. The Hunter Schuler kid, I don't know what happened to him. We hope he's okay. We hope also that he's able to work back up this and make it a good race. I see him right here. He's fighting back, so who knows? He may have just been playing the crowd. You never know with these kids sometimes. So hopefully he'll start moving back up, and this will make a really good race. But it looks like here we are, another minute down the road. We're coming up on 14 minutes. The kid from Franklin has a commanding lead, and I don't expect anyone to run him down with probably a little bit less than 4 minutes left to go in this race. Here we are right here. That is not a Blountstown kid back there. That's in the contention of the race. He's got a whole nother lap to run. So don't look at that jersey and think someone's going to catch this guy. I think he's got a smooth sail all the way home. He's got a downhill right here. He's going to use to his advantage. I still don't see anyone coming around the corner. So he looks really good. He looks poised. He looks in control. He's still got a nice bounce to his stride. And I'm excited to see what this kid's going to close this last less than a half mile left to go now. It is at this point in the race, you see him look back. He's starting to know he can't hear the footsteps anymore. I'm sure that's starting to play back in his mind. And you also, just being in this position several times myself, when you're in that position, the everything you want to know is how far are they behind me? And that's exactly why he looked back right there, just to get an idea of how far back. Because you just never know, and your mind starts to play tricks on you, and you start to think, oh, they're 5 steps or they're 50. You just don't know. As you can see here by this shot, they're a long way behind this fella, so he's going to continue pushing on. He looks strong, like I said. He's got good arm lift. I expect him to take this home. But there's a lot shaking up behind the scenes. We don't know, is Hunter going to be able to continue to push forward? Is he going to be able to continue to place high for Blountstown so they can win as a team? There's a lot of questions. I cannot make out those jerseys behind, but like I said, first and foremost, we can only hope he's doing well and he's not injured. And second, is he going to continue fighting for his team and get this second spot? I think first is well out of place now, but he can still fight for that second spot if he continued running where we saw him last. Just personally have ran this course before. This hill right here is no joke at this point in the race. Now, if you were just out for a Sunday stroll, it probably wouldn't be nothing to look over. However, after running at these paces that these kids are pumping out at 16 minutes, I mean, that's any kind of incline you're going to notice. I mean, that's a big incline. He didn't slow up much. And here he comes right here into the finish. We cut to the finish line here. 17:40 was his official time. That is a phenomenal time on this course. I missed second and third. That was fourth place at Mariana. And here comes your top 5, rounding out with Alex Nanto in 5th place. Again, I apologize for missing second, third. That was a technical error on my behalf. Here is your overall results. Blountstown did pull it out, followed by Mariana and Port St. Joe. Congratulations to all these teams competing today, and it was a great race. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this commentary along with the race footage. And as always, if you have any kind of suggestions or feedback, I'm more than welcome to hear it so I can improve and continue doing this so we can cover more meets like this, Small Town Cross Country 2023 Blountstown Home Meet. Enjoy the rest of the film. Thank you.